What's good, YouTube? This your man Spill Dog. I watched the interview this morning with Keith Thurman. And I mean it was a pretty good interview, but when I see Keith Thurman now, it made me think about some of the old school fighters used to say that it's hard for these guys to train when they sleeping on silk sheets. Keith Thurman seemed like once he won the titles and started defending them, and his name got big, and everybody was trying to get him to fight Earl Spence. I think he started traveling. He had all that money, and it just seemed like he was more interested in, what he doing now. He fell in love, starting a family. Probably done bought him a nice home and all that, and boxing ain't first no more. Keith fight one. He had one fight every 2 years. And then for him to sit up there and say he not a gatekeeper and he a main event fighter and all that shit. I mean, Keith, really? I mean, I'm not saying you ain't, but I can't say you is. The last time we saw you, you fought a guy that Tank knocked out. Keith, you supposed to be a big puncher, and y'all went 12 rounds with a 140 pounder. You was supposed to get him up out of there. Who you gonna fight? Earl Spence ain't fighting you. Bud, who knows what he gonna do after him and Spence fight? You're gonna have to fight Boots and people like that, or retire. And Keith Thurman was he was really one of my favorite fighters for a long time. And my brother and a lot of people kept telling me they just didn't see it, and I thought it was just because he was light skinned. To be honest with you, a lot of people think just because a cat light skinned he's soft. And I don't think he's soft now. But what I think is all he wants is the money. He don't care about nothing but the money. And when it get like that, that's how come you ain't getting them knockouts no more. When he give interviews and all, it sounds to me like he trying to convince himself that he's still a real fighter and that he want to fight, because I don't believe it. I believe he wants some money. And then he love to say, he's talking about what he say, what fighters go through, and how hard it is. Well, man, don't nobody want to hear that shit, Keith. Real talk. I mean, it ain't like you sharing the money with us. I mean, this is the profession you pick. That's almost like somebody that's a cook getting mad because he got to make hamburgers or whatever. I mean, that's your job. Training is part of the job that you picked. Working hard is part of the job you picked. I mean, it really is. So you don't get no damn sympathy for that. I mean, come on, Keith. And like I said, you got to get out here and start fighting. I mean, it all sound good, but you ain't had a knockout in about 10 years or more. So I mean, and I think you ain't getting no knockouts because you ain't focused like you was once upon a time. You ain't got that same hunger, that same fire. I don't see it in your eyes. Like I say, it sounded to me like you not only trying to convince us, you still with it. Like you trying to convince yourself, you still about that life. And I just think he more into. It ain't nothing wrong with being a family man and traveling and enjoying the world, but you do that shit when you retire, when you in a sport like this. You can't get right there and think, okay, it's over. But then again, you can if you want to, because that's what Keith have done. And when you always say it's your career, okay, and you're gonna do it well, okay, so don't look for no motherfucking sympathy. Because that's what you act like you be looking for when you trying to tell people what fighters go through. We don't give a shit. We the fans, we pay money to see you fight. That's it. To see you fight, your personal business and how you get in the ring to do it, we don't care nothing about that, to be honest with you. And you got to remember, y'all rich because of the fans. So when you start acting like the fans is doing shit to make you mad and don't like what they say, we pay money to watch y'all fight. We ain't watching it for free. This is how y'all get rich. And when y'all don't talk like this until you get rich. When y'all ain't there, you want the fans. Now that you got some money, fuck them. That's the attitude most of these fighters get once they get a little paper in their pocket. You know, like I say, man, you know, Keith Thurman was one of my favorite fighters. He was the one I felt like had the best chance out of all the welterweights to beat Earl Spence. Really, you know, for a long time I felt like he would beat Terrence Crawford. I don't necessarily feel like that no more, because I ain't seen him fight in so long. And every time I see him fight, he doing all that running around the ring shit now. You can't get no knockout without sitting down on your punches. I just wish, you know, it's almost like he just threw what Ben Getty taught him away and gone straight down Birmingham. He need to bring some of that Ben Getty back into his arsenal, in my opinion. You know, because I think he still can punch, but you gotta plant your damn feet and let him go. I mean, he running around so much, he can't throw no hard shot. You know, so I always like Keith. But you know, like I said, I mean, once again, that's saying it's hard to train when you sleeping on silk sheets. Just like all he was talking about was getting that check. What he say? You get hit with the body shot, go home fast and spend that check. That's how he finna fight now. That's what he about. That's the only reason why he trying to come out here now. He want another check. Once he money up, you won't see Keith for another 2-3 years. This has been his. This is his MO now. He grab him a nice couple million or whatever, and I catch up y'all later. I'm finna go out here and ball out, me and my old lady and my family. Nothing wrong with that, but don't look simply for the fans. When you sitting out 2 or 3 years, shit, you should be Superman's. Hell, you done had more rest. I mean, I don't know what it would take for you to heal up. As long as you set out, it should be everything on your body should be A1 tip top. Shouldn't be no excuses. I mean, you've been sitting out. I mean, what's this? February, March, April, May, June. Shit, you've been out, what, 17 months already? 18 months coming up. I mean, come on, man. You know, like you, Keith, get no sympathy from me. Get your ass out here and start back fighting and plant your feet and put some big shots on these people, and you might get some knockouts again. But I think you might be a main event gatekeeper, Keith. I'm just keeping it 100. You know, what else you gonna be? You ain't gonna get no shot at the title from Earl. You know how Crawford is. So either you gonna quit fighting or you gonna be kind of a gatekeeper. You know, unless you just scared of boots, cause that's the fight for you if you want some money. I don't think the days of that. You know, they giving y'all money shit. I think that's over with Al Heyman. Y'all gonna have to get out here and start fighting now. I really believe that. So hopefully Keith get out here and have a real fight with somebody. You know, and I definitely, I'm a Thurman fan, but I ain't gonna sit up here, at the same time. I just don't know. I just don't think it's hard in this shit no more. I mean, and be honest with you, if Earl ain't gonna fight you and you don't want to be no gatekeeper, it might be time to put a suit and tie on and sit over there and commentate. You know, I mean, that might be where it's going for Keith. Be honest with you, that's what it seemed like to me. You know, what else you gonna do? You ain't fighting. I mean, that's all I see. But like I said, man, always like Keith Thurman. He seemed like a cool guy. Always wanted to meet him. I like him, and Earl Spence was my favorite welterweights. Earl Spence first, then Keith was second as far as my welterweights. But shit, Keith ain't fought in so long, and like I said, I just wasn't impressed with how he fought against Mario Barrios. I really just felt I expected way more out of him. Honestly, I was looking for Barrios to go to sleep, and go to sleep early. I didn't expect it to go no 12 rounds. So, like I said, man, I don't know what Keith got no more. I'd be lying if I said, man, I know Keith Thurman. He gonna come back. He woo. Ain't nowhere in the world I can say that, because I just don't think his heart into it. And why does kept fight get tough? He might just quit. That's basically what he just got through saying when he was talking about Ryan Garcia and take and grab that check and go home with his old lady. In the Manny Pacquiao fight, I knew something wasn't right. He's sitting down, wasn't getting warm, back there with his old lady kissing and shit for a fight. Man, I knew then. I said, oh hell, this don't look right. He ain't getting warm, and just what I thought was gonna happen, he got caught cold. I mean, he was supposed to win that fight with Manny Pacquiao. Ain't no way in hell he was supposed to lose that fight to that old man. And he know that deep down inside, he know he should have won that fight. That was all on him, you know. So where I'm sitting at, I have a hard time seeing Keith Thurman being the man he used to be. It could be there, but I don't think it's in him. Real talk. I just don't think it's in him no more. I think he just wants some money. He gonna come out here and try to get the easiest, decent fight he can and pick him up some change. And we won't see him again. If he fight in 2023, we'll see him late 2025. If it won't be, it'll be 2 years, a year and a half. So at least 2 years before he get back in the ring. You know, if he get a couple million on the fight, if he get paid decent, he ain't coming back for at least 2 years. That's how he roll now. You know, but that's it for me on this video. If you like the video, hit the like or subscribe. Till next time, it's your man Spill Dog. I'm out.